Most gardeners assume that every plant is a gift to their garden, but the truth is that some plants look harmless on the surface while quality destroying everything around them.
In this video, I'm going to reveal the 10 plants you should never grow in your garden because they can spread uncontrollably, ruin your soil, attract pests, or even harm your family and pets. If you want a healthy, beautiful garden that stays under control, you need to know which plants to avoid at all costs. And trust me, some of these plants may surprise you because they're commonly found in nurseries or even in people's yards. So stay with me until the end because the number one plant on this list is the most dangerous and most commonly overlooked.
Number 1. Japanese knotweed.
Japanese knotweed is one of the most destructive plants you can grow, and it's often mistaken for a harmless weed. At first glance, it may look like a simple bamboo-like plant, but underneath the surface, it spreads aggressively through underground roots called rhizomes. These roots can travel up to 7 meters and grow through concrete, pipes, and foundations, causing major damage to your property and garden. Once it takes hold, it becomes nearly impossible to remove completely because even a small piece of root left behind will regenerate. It also outcompetes native plants, stealing sunlight, water, and nutrients from everything else in your garden. In many countries, Japanese knotweed is considered a serious invasive species, and some places even have legal restrictions on planting it. If you ever see it growing nearby, the best action is to report it and avoid touching it or trying to move it. For a healthy garden, always avoid planting Japanese knotweed and instead choose safe, non-invasive plants that will stay under control.
Number 2. Giant hogweed.
Giant hogweed is a dangerous plant that may look impressive because of its huge size and umbrella-like flowers, but it is also one of the most hazardous plants you can encounter. Its sap contains chemicals called furanocoumarins, which can cause severe skin burns and blistering when exposed to sunlight. People who accidentally touch the sap can develop painful burns that last for weeks, and in some cases, it can even cause permanent scarring or blindness if it contacts the eyes. Giant hogweed grows quickly and grows tall, blocking sunlight from smaller plants and taking over large areas. It's especially risky if you have children, pets, or frequent visitors in your garden. Even removing it can be dangerous without protective gear, so it's best to avoid planting it entirely. If you find it growing nearby, contact local authorities or a professional removal service to handle it safely. Your garden should be a place of beauty and safety, not a hazard zone, so steer clear of giant hogweed.
Number 3. English ivy.
English ivy is popular because it looks attractive and grows fast, but it's also one of the most invasive plants for home gardens. Once established, it can spread across the ground and climb walls, fences, and trees, forming thick mats that smother everything underneath. This plant doesn't just compete with other plants, it can also cause structural damage when it climbs walls and grows into cracks. It can weaken building surfaces, trap moisture, and lead to long-term issues that are expensive to fix. In the garden, English ivy blocks sunlight and stops grass and flowers from growing, creating a green carpet that chokes out other plants. It also attracts pests like rats and insects, which can hide inside the dense foliage. For gardeners who want a neat, controlled landscape, English ivy is a nightmare because it spreads quickly and is hard to remove completely. If you really like the look, the safest option is to grow it in a container or choose a non-invasive alternative that won't take over your garden. So keep it in a container and enjoy it without letting it ruin your garden.
Number 4. Mint in open soil.
Mint may seem like a harmless herb, but it is one of the most aggressive plants for home gardens when grown directly in the ground. Mint spreads through underground runners and can quickly take over large areas, leaving little room for other plants to grow. You may start with just one plant, but in a short time, your entire garden can be filled with mint, making it difficult to plant anything else. It also competes for water and nutrients, and once it spreads, removing it is extremely challenging because even a small piece of root left behind will regenerate. The best way to grow mint is in a pot or container to control its growth and prevent it from escaping into the garden. If you plant mint in open soil, you may soon regret it, especially if you want a tidy and organized garden. While mint is useful in cooking and drinks, it's not worth the long-term battle it creates, so keep it in a container and enjoy it without letting it ruin your garden.
Number 5. Bamboo, running toy.
Bamboo is often sold as a beautiful and exotic plant, but the running type of bamboo is one of the worst choices for home gardens. This type spreads through rhizomes and can quickly expand into neighboring areas, even crossing into other properties. Once it starts spreading, it becomes extremely difficult to control because the roots grow deep and fast. Bamboo can damage foundations, pipes, and fences, and it can also destroy lawns and flower beds by taking over the space. Many gardeners underestimate how powerful bamboo is until it becomes a massive problem. While clumping bamboo is a safer alternative, the running type is not recommended for small or medium gardens. If you want bamboo for privacy or decoration, make sure you choose a clumping variety and use strong root barriers. Otherwise, you could end up with a garden of bamboo that you can't remove. Avoid planting running bamboo unless you're prepared for a long-term maintenance challenge.
Number 6. Tree of Heaven.
Tree of Heaven is a fast-growing tree that spreads aggressively and produces toxic chemicals that can harm other plants. It releases chemicals into the soil that prevent other plants from growing, which is known as allopathy. This means it doesn't just compete for resources, it actively makes it difficult for anything else to survive nearby. Tree of Heaven also produces many seeds and grows quickly, allowing it to take over open spaces and spread rapidly. In many regions, it is considered an invasive tree because it destroys native ecosystems and reduces biodiversity. It can also grow near roads and buildings, causing damage with its strong roots and fast growth. For gardeners, this tree is a major problem because it's difficult to remove and spreads easily. If you want a healthy garden with balanced plant life, avoid planting Tree of Heaven and choose trees that support local wildlife and stay under control.
Number 7. Black locust.
Black locust is a tree that many people plant for fast growth, but it can become invasive and difficult to manage. It produces strong roots that spread underground and can create dense thickets, making it hard for other plants to grow. Black locust also releases chemicals into the soil that can suppress nearby plants, and its fast growth can crowd out your garden's design. Additionally, its branches can be brittle and break easily in strong winds, creating a safety hazard. The tree also produces sharp thorns, which can be dangerous if you have children or pets. While it can provide shade and fast coverage, the long-term maintenance and risk of spreading make it a poor choice for home gardens. If you want a tree that grows quickly, choose a safer option that won't take over your space. Black locust is a tree that looks useful at first, but often causes more problems than it solves.
Number 8.
Morning glory in warm climates. Morning glory is a popular flowering vine known for its bright, beautiful blooms, but in warm climates it can become extremely invasive. It grows quickly and spreads across fences, trees, and even the ground, covering everything in its path. While the flowers are pretty, the vine can choke other plants and block sunlight, preventing them from growing. Morning glory also produces many seeds that spread easily, which means it can come back year after year even after you try to remove it. In some areas, it's considered a weed because of how fast it spreads and how difficult it is to control. If you have a small garden, morning glory can quickly turn your space into a tangled mess that takes years to recover. For a beautiful garden that stays manageable, it's better to avoid this vine or keep it in a container. Otherwise, you may find yourself battling it constantly just to keep your garden healthy. 9. Poison ivy. Poison ivy is one of the most dangerous plants you can have near your home because it causes severe allergic reactions in most people. Its leaves contain an oil called urushiol, which triggers intense itching, rashes, and swelling when it touches the skin. The reaction can last for weeks and may require medical treatment in severe cases. Poison ivy can grow as a vine or shrub and spreads easily through seeds and root growth. It often hides in bushes, fences, or shaded areas, making it hard to spot until it's already growing widely. If you have children, pets, or frequent guests, this plant can create a serious health risk. Removing poison ivy can also be risky because touching it can spread the oil to other parts of your body. It's best to avoid planting it entirely and to remove any existing growth safely with professional help. Your garden should be a place of enjoyment, not danger, so keep poison ivy far away. 10. Kudzu. Kudzu is often called the vine that ate the South because of how aggressively it spreads and covers everything in its path. It grows extremely fast and can climb over trees, buildings, fences, and plants, creating thick mats that block sunlight and destroy other vegetation. Kudzu's roots are strong and deep, making it difficult to remove once it becomes established. Even small pieces of the plant can grow into new vines, which means removing it completely is a long and exhausting process. This vine is not only invasive, but also highly destructive to ecosystems because it replaces native plants and reduces biodiversity. In a home garden, kudzu can quickly turn your yard into a tangled mess that takes years to recover. If you want a healthy garden that stays under control, avoid kudzu completely. It's one of the worst plants you can choose because it spreads too fast and is nearly impossible to manage. All right, gardeners, those were the 10 plants you should never grow in your garden if you want a healthy, controlled, and beautiful outdoor space. Some of these plants may look harmless, but they can spread fast, destroy your soil, and cause serious problems for your family and neighbors. If you're serious about growing a garden that stays under control, avoid these plants and choose safe, manageable alternatives instead.
If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more gardening tips, and share this with a friend who is planning a garden. Also, comment below which plant surprised you the most or if you are ever had trouble with any of these in your garden. I'll see you in the next video.